I've tried to be there for you. I've tried to give you strength. What's going on? Are you on drugs? You think you can just live your life doing whatever you feel like?
Congratulations on your new film.
Thank you.
Laura, I'll start with you. You know, as a parent, what goes through your head when you're reading a script like this about a child in such pain?
I wept. It's a flawless screenplay, which is very rare. So as an actor, just to read something perfect in its storytelling is already really emotional and moving because you're so inside the story as an audience, as a reader. But then, of course, as you put, you know, as a parent, it immediately brings you to that place of resonating with the line that Florian wrote, you know, love is not enough, right? That in some cases, no matter how much shame or guilt or blame we put on anything, we can't fix what we don't get to control in this life, which is ultimately, even whether it's a lover or a parent or child, we don't get to be them, and we can't even know what is best for someone else. Which is why Florian so beautifully gave us a film that doesn't, as you've always said, doesn't have the answers, but it invites us into the conversation.
Oh, that's so beautifully put.
Isn't it?
And Hugh.
Basically, I'm taking what Hugh's been saying all day.
I mean, she's had nothing all day, but that was amazing.
I wanted to ask, how are you? Has something happened? You realize the school is talking about expelling you.
There's a pivotal moment in the film where you both as parents have to make this really challenging decision about bringing Nicholas home or having him stay at the hospital. What was it like to be in that headspace?
I was a hot mess. I'll be honest, I was a hot mess. Laura and I have talked about this, both of us in our style of acting and how we learned how to act. For the most part, have been able to, however intense, go home and leave the job mainly. I wasn't with this one. And I think it touches on so much of the insecurity and impotence you feel as a parent of not knowing. And in the middle of a crisis, it's impossible to know what you're doing. And I think that scene in particular, you see two choices and you see them vacillate from one to the other and back to the other. And just that indecision, and yet this expectation that as parents, you're going to make the right choice and you're going to do what is right for your child. It's not a given. You don't know. And so it was really, really hard. And I was so proud of Zen McGrath, who plays the son.
I don't know what's happening to me. I feel like a complete failure.
I wasn't there for him.
There used to be so much joy in our family.
You know, it's kind of rare to see such an intimate family drama like this one these days. I feel like it's sort of a rare genre. Can you tell me why audiences are so receptive to this kind of film?
It's interesting because Hugh is talking about the movies that made him love movies, and that as a moviegoer, you know, we were all in line for. Our generation, you know, I remember standing in line for an hour, 3-block-long line for Ordinary People. And that feeling of waiting to have the experience of community around the unspeakable. And, you know, The Godfather does it in its own way. I mean, it is amazingly, right, a family drama of the utmost core. And when filmmakers give us the gift of being able to invite us in to that experience, it just allows us inside ourselves. And that's just the greatest gift of cinema. That's why we love doing what we get to do. But no one has done it so specifically as Florian with the father and the son, that he somehow forces us into the mental health experience. Right. With the father, it was not knowing where we were and the sense of place and the rooms changing and the characters changing, right? And then now you feel this anxiety of not knowing what's going to happen and not having control over the outcome that catches up. And I felt that even as a reader in the script, that's so paralyzing. And I think since the pandemic, particularly, we are all experiencing that. We don't know where this story is going to go. And that's, I mean, just to me, beautiful, masterful filmmaking.